putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
I don't know about you guys, but I would really like to gain some faith in our clandestine agencies, that these guys are competent enough to protect us, to protect our interests around the world. Here's the thing about Americans and the CIA around the world. For the most part, we aren't really looking to stir up trouble for the trouble's sake. We're looking to avoid it. And I'm not going to tell you the CIA hasn't done some really bad things. They have, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of glad they exist to do those things, because I know there are people that want to do far worse to us. But I want to believe in them. I want to believe they truly have America's best interests at heart, and that generally means that we've got the interest of other countries at heart. Now, that being said, stay out of their business. And I hope that that's what the new CIA director, she's appointed, and she probably will be, Gina Haspel, does. Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com. Obviously, Rex Tillerson is gone. Mike Pompeo is now stepped in to be Secretary of State. I love this move. Have you seen Pompeo? Have you watched him talk to people and talk about the real threats of our nation? He ain't talking about global warming. Not at all. This is a guy who has cut his teeth in the clandestine agencies, and he knows exactly the threat that exists out there in the world, and he is now the chief cheerleader for America when it comes to foreign policy. So this is a guy that not only can help Donald Trump say, well, here's the issue regarding our trade policy and tariffs and cyber warfare, etc., but let me explain what's really going on behind the scenes, Mr. President. Woo! Let me tell you, Rex Tillerson, nice man, accomplished guy, glad he came in to get some experience in government. But we need we need people like Pompeo who have the country's best interest at heart, partisanship notwithstanding. I don't care what side of the aisle, he puts an R after his name, a D, an I, whatever. I believe this man wants to support the president, whoever's in charge. In this case, it's Trump. He sees that Donald Trump is doing an amazing job, and he says, I can add to that flavor. And I can add to it in ways that other Americans need to shut up. See, this is a guy that knows it from the inside, ground level, in ways that I would tell you 99.9999% of this country would never want to know, would never be able to handle. Do 2 hours of his job in the Middle East and you're getting your head cut off somewhere in the desert on film. This is a guy that has to know what's going on. I'm not telling you he's Nostradamus and he's going to be able to just be, all things about this stuff. But talk about having certainly a wealth of knowledge in what to advise the president on when it comes to how to market America. Let me put it a different way. Hillary Clinton did it. She stunk. John Kerry did it. He stunk. Barack Obama was the guy pulling the strings on our foreign policy. Do I really need to tell you how bad he was? So we got all these people that have just stunk it up in marketing America. Then we get Tillerson, who's just too passive. And now we get somebody that, is in America's corner, understands it, knows the threats. If Putin tries to come in and go, well, Mr. Trump, you can do blankety blankety, and Pompeo says, not true. Here's what's really going on. It's a power struggle between Putin and this, that, and the other. And he whispers in the president's ear. And then Donald Trump looks at him and, he has that look where he just presses his lips together and he doesn't say much. And he just kind of nods at you like, yeah, I got you. I figured you out. Man, this is if it goes the way it should go on paper, these two are going to become very good friends. They're going to really know what they're doing. I'm happy to see this. Katrina Pearson, my friend, she's rejoining the White House. She's going to handle grassroots. I guess she's going to handle what's her face? Omarosa really should have been doing, but she's going to be building up this grassroots army. Man, oh man, I'm definitely going to be ringing up Katrina. In fact, I'm going to do that. Put that on my note. We're going to send a note to Katrina because Tea Party community is going to become a big deal And I'm going to definitely get that meeting. If it's not with her, I'll get it with the president. It's that simple. But you know who I'm really excited about is Haspel. Haspel. I don't know if you ever saw this movie where they were talking about different things that had come up while we were post 9/11 and all the different things that were going on. And the guy one of the guys I saw, she worked for him. I think he was a Hispanic surname. They mentioned him, Jose Rodriguez. He's the one that denied about the waterboarding, said destroy the tapes, and he destroyed the tapes. And he's like, yeah, I destroyed them. If you ever see this interview, it's really good. And what they're talking about, all the aftermath of 9/11 and what we were doing and how we were trying to figure things out, and we weren't going to let anybody else, do something horrible to America, like nuclear bombs, stuff like that. So these guys went after him. And let me tell you, when they talk about we waterboarded to try to find things out about people, a lot of people get upset when I tell people I'll waterboard you in a second. Waterboarding will feel like I'm giving you a manicure and a pedicure compared to some of the things I would do to you to get secrets if I thought you were going to put American citizens in harm's way. The least of your worries will be the feeling of drowning. Crazy. Even discussing this just makes me, I get livid to believe that in our government there are people who would rather watch American citizens die than to torture somebody to find out what could save lives. It's just not who we are. So Barack Obama, it's not who we are. Yeah, it is. I would do it. And I wouldn't even think twice about it. That's why I say to people, if you want me in government, understand that I'm going to protect you to the fullest. Kevin, would you violate the laws of American citizens? Nope. Wouldn't do that. But you tell me there's a terrorist that we caught who's been trying to kill us, and he may know how, a way to save 10 lives, 100 lives, 1,000 lives, 1,000,000 lives. Consider him tortured. And he'll talk. He won't talk. No, he won't talk. Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will. Because I'll tell him, let me just explain something to you. You will have never existed. I'm not even going to go there. I'm just telling you, nothing's off limits when I'm trying to save American lives. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, Haspel, they said, was held in high regard at the CIA, but her nomination, she ran the National Clandestine Services or something like that. What was it? I forget, but it's something like that, National Clandestine Agency or something. But she ran something within the CIA that was all about the secret stuff, right? And she ran it worldwide. And anyway, when they found out she was part of this waterboarding thing, then they were like, it makes us uncomfortable that she's there. And I'm thinking, who said who? No, not me. No way. I'm not uncomfortable at all. Joined the CIA in 1985. Yeah, there it is. Deputy Director of National Clandestine Service. That's the secret. I don't know if that's the secret of the secretive, but it's a big deal. So here's what scares me about it, though. In 2013, John Brennan, then director of the CIA, named Haspel as acting director of the National Clandestine Service, which carried out covert operations across the globe. Now, he may have done that because she's a woman. I don't know what their ideology is, and here's what I can say about that as it pertains to this particular type of agency. I don't think your ideology should matter. Shouldn't protecting America be the big deal? But you know what? We have to worry about this. I watch Homeland. I know how lefties, we can't do things like that because that would be against the Geneva Convention, or that would be against the rules. There's no such thing. So anyway, she was chief of staff to Jose Rodriguez, the guy I was telling you guys about, and he headed CIA's counterterrorism center. And she supposedly was the one who drafted the cable that ordered the destruction of the videotapes that Rodriguez said, I'd do it again. And what he did, I think he said something like, I wanted people to have, you know, what do they call it, where you don't know that something happened. You know, whatever, accountability, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. He didn't want them to have that, so he said, I just destroyed the tapes. That took it off the table. See, I like guys like that. Where's he at? I want him in the organization.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.